Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today's video I'm going to be using crayons to make legitimate
Oh my god. That like made my throat die. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be drawing with crayons. In one of my last videos, you saw that I loved oil pastels and I loved the way that they looked, but are oil pastels and crayons the same? The answer to that is no, they are not the same. I've been told that multiple times by multiple different people, but they look the same to me, so I'm going to use crayons. I'm gonna bring in outer materials, some of this paint that I'm testing out. But the gist of this is I want to show that crayons are just as effective to make artwork that you want to make as any other material that you could be using. And also I have a lot of crayons, so that's what we're doing. This is how many crayons I have, guys. Too many, right? Right, Arnie? Too many crayons. It has that crayon smell. I'm gonna do something that I'm comfortable with, which is like the landscape style that's more expressionist, because that's how I use oil pastels. I'll get into experimenting on it. Excuse me? Here's my first inspo pic. Here's my baby inspo pic. Wow, these are like so creamy. I don't remember them being this creamy. Ooh, this bright one. Oh, that's fun. I'm obviously not gonna swatch all of them. I really like these two colors together. This is the color scheme, y'all. Let's get to it. Really flaky, isn't it? Oh! I don't think oil pastels do that, do they? No, they don't. Right off the bat, these are so creamy. Like insanely creamy. Why don't more people use these? It is getting everywhere though. I can't control it. I have like this sensor blower. It's too late. I rubbed it in. There's nothing I can do. It's smearing. Okay, interesting, interesting. Oh! Oh! Oh no! In the arms of... That's so sad. I want to use these with mixed media because filling big spaces annoys me. I just want to put down a slab of color and then have fun with different materials to add details. So it's like this part right here where I'm having to fill in a bunch of space where I'm like, gosh, I wish I could just paint it. Oh yeah. Interesting. Red and green are opposite, so this should be like a really gross, muddy brown color right now. But because I think it's just so waxy and just layering on top of each other. It's like just adding a red hue instead of mixing together to make a muddy brown. Yeah, I like it. Get off, demon.
Strangers winking on my feet. Then I see the moonlight sparkling in your eyes. Oh, my body's frozen and my soul's on fire. Just follow me, baby. Pulling at me with a foxy move. Gently come over. My body's a boat sailing through the blue. We keep moving. Pushing, our lips are near and our pulse is cruising. You feel them too, the inner vibes. Our keys are locked and our hearts go wild. Down the dark, just feel my eyes. I lost the trace of my moonchild. Of my moonchild.
Okay, right off the bat, I like how the colors are. I like how vibrant they are. And I like how you can get super light colors too. Like, it's not just super vibrant colors. My biggest thing is the lack of detail. If I was using a different medium, I'd probably go in with like a pen and do some little tiny strokes. Another thing is I don't like how long it takes to do like big blotches. If I were to do this with mixed media, I'd use paint the big blotches, and then add some fun texture with the crayons. So I think that's what I'm gonna do for this next one. Another thing I can see being a problem is this is for sure going to smudge when I close my sketchbook. Not something I really thought about until right now, but that's fine because we're just gonna use more crayons on this side anyway. Ooh. So I am doing a dedicated video for this, but that's not gonna be out yet because I'm waiting for them to dry. Oh.
Feel them too in the vibes. Our keys are locked.
That's one thing I would have to say. Maybe I just use too dark of colors. But oil pastels would be vibrant, while this is like pretty weak in color. My god. Oh my god, maybe that's what the paper's for? Because your hand warms up the wax too much and it breaks. That's what the paper's there for? Oh! Okay, I have some opinions, so let's walk through it. So right off the bat, I noticed that I don't like using the crayons alone. I don't like the look it gives. I don't like how much detail there is lacking, but I do like how the colors work together. Like here specifically, the red on top of this just adds like a nice oomph to it. I just like how the colors work together. And then I use them in my regular mixed media kind of way. I used gouache paints. This is typically how I would do something like this. I would lay down a layer of flat gouache, and then I would use other things like fine liners, gel pens, oil pastels, colored pencils to layer details I want over top of them. But that's something I actually struggled with here. As you can see, this red layered on this, it loses its vibrancy. If I had used an oil pastel, I think it would have held that vibrancy more. It would still interact with it in the fact that it would be opposite. Actually, why don't I get an oil pastel out? Okay, so here are my cheap oil pastels. Immediately. Yes, it's interacting with the green in a way, but it's also keeping its intense vibrancy. Wow, okay, yeah. So while I do prefer oil pastels, I can see how colored pencils would be a cheap alternative. Although I feel like I got these oil pastels years ago at like Walmart, and they are probably not that expensive. If anything, this should just prove that you don't have to invest a crap ton of money in art supplies if your budget is strictly can only afford Crayola. That doesn't mean you can't make great things with it. The gouache palette that I used was like $18 on Amazon. The crayons I used are probably like $2. So I would have to say I prefer the oil pastels, which is kind of disappointing. I was hoping to discover something here, because if my crayons worked like the oil pastels did, it'd be like a field day in this bitch. I would go crazy with them. At the end of the day, I think I'm going to try and find some kind of way to integrate crayons into my art. Even though this wasn't the perfect experiment, I'm gonna try to keep experimenting, because to find some way to make cheap materials work is so important. It's like liberating, because when you're young and you don't have a lot of money and you want to make art, you feel very discouraged by your lack of materials. And even though people preach at you that you don't need things, it's true. You really don't need the best of the best. You just need practice, practice, practice. This was a lot of fun. I like testing out cheap products. It makes my trailer trash heart very happy. If you want to see more of these videos, just let me know.
Before you educate the head, try to educate the heart.
I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Did you like it, Arnie? I post a new video every single week, so if you want to keep watching, subscribe. Bye, guys.